Hi, Noni.
Hi.
Today is Halloween.
Yes.
Addie is 7. Henry is 5.
Time has flown by. I
know.
can't believe they're not babies anymore.
I know. And how old are you?
I am 65. Just a baby myself.
Good. Well, I have like 10 questions-ish for you. And it's going to span some questions about you and some about you being a mama and a Noni.
Okay.
Sound
And I
good?
can refuse to answer if I take the fifth, if I want?
Yes, none of them are that tricky. What is your earliest memory from childhood?
Ooh. I remember just playing in the backyard, well, the field, essentially, in Manteca. So it's not one specific one. It's just of the backyard, and I guess Stacy would have been there. And that's a tough one, That I think, because I sometimes think I remember when JFK was assassinated, but I would have only been like 2.5-ish, almost 3, and so I don't think I remember that. I think that was probably a relive it,
Planted by just chat.
Yes. So the backyard and the openness of it.
And Stacy is your sister. How old is she?
She's 2.5-ish years younger, so she now would be 62.
And does your memory include your brother Jim, or is this before Jim?
Oh, way before Jim, because I was 13.5 when Jim was born. So, he was kind of like a second family, but I remember him as a baby a lot, because I was of that age. So that's the good thing, but he was kind of excluded from a lot of the sister stuff or the young family stuff.
Did you feel more motherly about him than sisterly?
Oh, no, I don't think motherly. Yeah, sisterly, we could.
Not like Addison.
No, not like that. Yeah, it was easy to try to get out of babysitting and, set him up for, jokes and stuff. So yeah.
Good. Well, the next question I have for you is, what is something that always made you laugh no matter what?
Ooh. There's the typical. Farts are farts, and but.
That was my first thought, was farts. When I saw this question, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, burps don't make me laugh. That's not funny. That's an excuse me. Farts you can't control. Ooh.
Who's one of the funniest people that you knew or still know?
Ooh. Well, my sister Stacy can be really funny, but she can be a little crude sometimes. So that kind of, I'm just trying to think somebody that always makes me laugh. Because jokes aren't always funny. So sometimes they hurt.
Yep.
I don't know. Wait, so.
We can stick with farts. That's a good. Can you tell us how you and Grandpa first met?
Well, we met through a mutual friend, the first year in college. My friend lived in the dorms, and Marc lived on the same floor. So I met several of my friends, floor mates. And so for years just said hi, to a friendly face. And so it wasn't until several years later that we chatted more. And
So you guys weren't set up intentionally, it was just some of the circle crossed.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like really early on. So one of those people that you meet, and then after a while.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, well, you guys, that went pretty fast, a lot faster than Grandpa and I. It took us 3 years to start dating. You guys were what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, seriously, fast. What was one of the hardest things you ever went through, and how did you get through it?
Well, probably the hardest thing was a family member's substance abuse. There was no way to avoid it, so in a way that made it easier. That's how we got through it, because of the undying love and devotion, and you got to have hope that things would turn around, and it was a slow process, but
And just to clarify, this is the alcohol abuse.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah, it's tough.
yeah, so I think that was the hardest, because someone you love deeply is messing up.
And this video is just for us, but we'll talk about it's even harder when it's one of your own children.
Yes, definitely.
And
But
they're not in the house, and you're not seeing every day. You don't have the control that you once had. And
when they're adults, yeah. But there was no choice to stop. So that in a way made it easier to just keep getting through it, because there was no alternative.
yeah, and now Katie's at 6 years?
6 years.
And change,
Yeah.
which is great. I mean,
Yeah.
overcame. And then would you say that, did Marc help you through it? Was it, other people? Was it help hearing that like this struggle isn't, very uncommon, but did any friends also deal with this?
Not so much. I mean, Marc, we did work together some on it, but as a mother, I think it hit me harder, and he had the work to go off and focus on. Actually, looking back, doing some of the like Al-Anon stuff and learning about the disease was very helpful. So knowledge is power, and it even today, it's helped me disconnect from, because I can blame myself for that problem, oh, if I would have done things different as a parent, but
Yeah.
that's a burden that on
Yeah,
the
that you don't need
person.
to put on yourself, but
yeah
still hard, very hard. But you and her got through it.
Yeah, and Marc, and
Yeah.
but
yeah, the ripples go far,
yeah,
especially with that kind of stuff.
yeah,
and-
with siblings and other family, and yeah, the scars they're still scars, but they don't hurt anymore as
Yeah.
much anymore.
It's great. And what would you say, what's a moment in your life that you're most proud of? Or an accomplishment?
Well, most recently, I'm just glad we did the Switzerland visit with reconnecting with family, because our family is getting smaller and smaller with the loss of my mom and that generation before, and Stacy moving away, Marc's sisters not living close. So I feel like our family, other than the additions with the son-in-law, daughter-in-law, babies, but
Yeah.
that deeper part. So that is one thing that I'm really glad we did, or that I know Marc did it too, but
Yeah.
that I pressed for that. And then the other thing is kind of reinventing myself with the Master Gardener stuff and getting out there again, because when your mom and the kids are all keeping you busy and then they go away, I needed something for me. So that was another really helpful thing, I think, too.
Yeah, and that was kids out of the house. You signed up through a program through UC Davis.
Yeah.
As a Master Gardener program that
Yes.
kind of involved you more with gardening, which you love.
With gardening, and it's all volunteer, which I love doing, and
So you got, I don't want to say forced, but you volunteered to commit to
yes,
community events and essentially another avenue of learning and challenging yourself.
meeting people, staying social, because it's not all just read a book and learn how plants grow.
Yeah.
The botany side of it is boring. I like to see the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is great. And what is one way the world has changed since you were, let's say, Addison's age, who's 7?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, that I can think of right now is the internet, and just the wealth of information and the way news is disseminated. And kind of nice in the olden days where, there were 3 TV stations to watch, and when news wasn't on, yet you weren't inundated with that stuff, and it forced people to communicate better than. I'm hoping Addison's generation, it'll swing back the pendulum, because it's been a little to the far side.
Yeah, it seems like everything these days is pretty politicized and everything's very biased, but what probably was the case back then amongst 3 channels
Probably.
but the things weren't necessarily as politicized in your face with so many different avenues of
Yeah, the world was a smaller place.
yeah.
So.
Which overall is good that we're growing, but there's a lot of challenges with it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I just have a couple more for you. I'm going to use Audrey as an example, but you can think back to Katie since she was your firstborn. But the day Audrey was born, what was one of the first things you remember feeling as a parent?
I think it was, I can do this, because at first you're thinking, how are we going to do two? But after the baby got home, and Audrey was a pretty easy baby, and you get him home and you realize family is more than just three people, you know. And sometimes it's okay if it is only three, but I knew we could do this, and it did help that she was a very easy, beautiful baby.
Yeah, the easiest child.
The middle child.
Yeah. And then we're going to ask the same question. What was one of the first things you felt when Addison was born, who was the first grandchild?
Well, we had to meet her in the hospital, so that was like, oh no, is she going to be okay? So that was a little stressful, but yeah, well, I guess now I don't remember if we even held her in the hospital or if we just got to touch her through our hands through the NICU incubator or whatever it's called. Yeah, just that sense of things coming so full circle, and being just elated that she was here. So
yeah, kind of in the family circle. It was kind of a while since
there had not been any babies.
I mean, Austin and Dylan, the cousins, were teens, somewhere between 10 and 15
they're
years
21
different
now. So yeah, they were just entering teenhood. Yeah, and then like with Henry, it was like, oh, because of COVID, it was, oh, he's here, he's going to be home, we're going to keep him safe, because that was a scary time.
Yeah, he was born right when everything shut down. That was wild.
Yeah, remembering that stuff.
And do either of, well, we'll use all the grandkids, Henry, Addie, Jim, Lily, Lucy, do any of them do things that remind you of yourself when you were their age?
Ooh. Well, Marc's kids are too young, you know, because I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's pretty early for remembering.
Yeah. I don't remember being overly motherly, you know, where Addison is very motherly.
Very.
Yeah, I've always been real independent, so I can't say any of those things. And Henry is just driven and into sports, and he likes puzzles, that I do too.
That's a good point. Yeah, you guys
Lucy
do the puzzle
too. So that's I guess about the biggest thing. It's the little bit of an analytical skills type of person. So.
And Henry is very independent. He loves his little quiet, focused time, puzzles, his cars, but he's also competitive and enjoys a good social time. I have one last question for you.
Yes.
What are some things that you hope your kids and grandkids remember the most about you?
Well, I hope they remember the happy Noni, and I think the grandkids will remember more the easygoing, and my children will think more of how it was more strict, and you know, things were by the book. So I don't know why it's changed. It's not that it's something that I purposely worked on, but I just see that in myself now. So, you know, we had a lot of rules when they were little, kind of to manage life sometimes.
Yeah.
And with the grandkids, sometimes I need to be a little more follow the rules. But
well, it's your job to prep your kids for life and teach them to fish, not give them a fish. And as the grandkids come around, you have a little more of that autonomy to treat them, and maybe give some subtle coaching tips to your kids and what worked, what didn't for them. And
yeah, it's hard to learn to mostly shut up, and but it's there haven't been a lot of problems either along the way. So
yeah,
that's
we're all just starting out. So get ready as we enter our teenage years.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Well, I hope that this is the first of a few interviews.
Oh, Oh, okay. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But thank you for sitting down.
You're
And I
welcome.
hope you know that we love you and all your grandkids love you. And I'll chime in on this last question. I think that it's a guarantee they're going to remember the fun, happy Noni and the Noni that was around, the goofiness, the dancing,
Hot chocolate?
hot chocolate every day on sleepovers.
No, not every day.
They love it. But thank you, and we love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
All right.